Emerson, how are you feeling physically?
Yeah, doing well. Picked up a little niggle during training and stuff, but it's all good now. Obviously, we're back to games, so building the fitness as we go. But yeah, 90 minutes ready now, so all good.
Hey, Emerson, I wanted to ask you about one of your midfield teammates, Mateus Rossetto. He's kind of an enigma for a lot of us who are watching the game. How would you describe his game? What are his strengths? And kind of how does how does what he's tasked to do differ from what you were asked to do, if at all, or if you guys are kind of dually in the same kind of role within the team?
Yeah, so he's obviously a good player. He's very composed on the ball. Very tough to get the ball off of normally, and he's very good at seeing and looking forward first, seeing passes, and kind of just connecting the team. I think when we play beside each other, it's more of like dual eights kind of thing. Can both attack and defend responsibly. So no, I think he's been good since he's come in. Obviously, it might take a little bit of adjustment, because it's a new league for him in a different country. But so far, he's been good.
Emerson, how you doing, man?
Yes, sir.
Speed of play has been something that both players and staff are talking about. It looked like it was getting a lot better, honestly, against Miami. There were patches where you guys were really getting forward quickly. Can you just talk about that, how that change is going, and what does it look like throughout the week? How do you guys work on that?
Yeah, I mean, that's been one of the themes we've been trying to work on in training is getting up the pitch a little bit quicker. Obviously, it's not going to change overnight, because we have some things to change, throughout the team, and some ideas have to be implemented and things like that, and that takes some time. But I think, like you said, there are some patches in the game where, we sometimes we'd counter fast, and then other times we'd actually have pressure in their final third for a solid 5-10 minutes, which hasn't been happening all too often this year. So, I think there's things obviously we need to still improve at, especially in the attacking third. I mean, I think with the quality we have, we should be scoring more goals. But I think that's also confidence driven. I think, the more times we see that stuff work and see the ball hit the net, the confidence will grow. And I just think it takes one game to change that.
Yep. And I know, I mean, you've been a professional for a while now, and it was interesting that you came off in like the 60th minute. Steven told us that he wanted to protect you guys a little bit, but you were like really coming into the game at that moment. Just how tough is that as a professional to come off knowing that you were finding your groove a little bit? Yeah,
I mean, it was obviously you as a professional, you want to stamp your authority on a game and try to win a game. So obviously, being a player, it's tough sometimes to know in the back of your mind that might be for the best in terms of physically, but you still want to push on and try to get a result. So it was one of those things. But the fact that Wolfie got his debut and stuff, seeing that was nice. Hopefully has a part to play throughout the year for us. And obviously anyone we sent on the pitch is capable anyway. So I wasn't too worried. It was more just a personal thing, really.
What lessons does the team take from that previous game at Orlando or against Orlando? Obviously, you had gone unbeaten against them until that night. What lessons do you take from that match?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, any game against Orlando is very, very competitive, with or without fans. It's a rivalry for us. So, I think there were times in that game where it was a little bit too slow. I think it might have been too easy for them to defend at times. Obviously, they approached the game in a way that they wanted to counter us as many times as they could, and obviously they had more success than we would have liked. But I think we worked on some stuff in the short time we've had. And we're going to try to apply some things to make it more difficult for them, but also to where we can actually explore some of the gaps that they have and hopefully get some goals in there.
Anything else before we let
him
go?
I'll ask him. Emerson, just your take, your thoughts on PT Martinez, his eventual sale, what it was like to play with him as a teammate. You guys, the two of you, I spoke to, we just spoke to George. You also had some pretty good chemistry with him as well. So how do you guys move forward? What was that relationship like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, wish him all the best, and hope he does great over there. But he was obviously an important player for us, and very creative. I mean, I had a good relationship with him on the field, and obviously, he was big in the locker room in terms of being a leader, being that guy. You can kind of know that he's going to approach the game in the right way and try to urge his teammates on. So, obviously, he was a big player for us. But I mean, it gives other people the opportunity to step up and show that they can improve and be a big part of the team. And I think in the collective, the team's obviously going to miss his presence in terms of ability and all that kind of stuff. But I think in the same way, it gives, like I said, it gives other people an opportunity to impress. So yeah, I wish him all the best.
Thank you.
Emerson, what was that day like for you? I know we talked to Brad after the game, and he said that it was kind of like hearing about a guy who didn't pass a fitness test late on or something like that, because he is such an important player, like you said, and it was kind of just so suddenly that it happened. What was can you kind of like walk us through like what was going on in your head when you kind of heard the news and all that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of came out of nowhere for us, but at the same time, we know these things can happen. I mean, I've been part of plenty of these type of things, where players get sold, without knowing, and sometimes it's behind the scenes and players don't know. So, but yeah, it was obviously seeing it so on kind of the game day was strange, but at the same time, Brooks was able to step in. He wasn't supposed to be playing, stepped in, did a good job. So, I think when you see something like that, you just have to be collective and realize, hey, he did the best thing for him possibly, and just realize that as a collective, we can all step up and have a bigger role and try to do good things this year.
Yeah, one for me. We just asked Steven a bit ago if he had any idea about what's coming after this block of games is finished, and he said no one's been told. Does that affect anything for y'all mentally? Because you don't know how many points you need to get to secure a playoff spot. You don't know anything. It's odd.
Yeah. I mean, we have to basically approach it game by game at this point. I mean, the whole season's been kind of like that. It's been kind of we're doing this, we might be doing this, but it's not really been too clear. But I mean, that's kind of the way it's been. So yeah, we just have to. I mean, the good thing for us is we're trying to improve every game, regardless. We know it hasn't been good enough at times this season, and we're trying to get better as a team. So every training session for us is an opportunity to improve. If we were sitting here winning every single game 5-0, then it'd be maybe a bit harder to motivate ourselves. But there's plenty of things we can do to improve and have fun, have better times on the pitch. So it's not been too difficult.
All right. If we don't have anything else, I'll let you go.
Thanks, Emerson.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Emerson.
Thanks.